Anthony Joshua, he's the face of British boxing for over a decade, giving us some of the biggest and best knockouts the sports world has ever.
This is one of those moments. Does the torch pass on to Moses Itauma?
It's the worst time to fight Anthony Joshua, I think, of his whole career. He has the skill, he has the experience, and being back here, it's like being home. You know, we've got such amazing memories of this place, and like when you walk out, you're going to see something special. Only certain people can control that emotion. We've done it for us. It's like
does very well. There's still question marks on my name, so that's why we've been trying to get this fight for so long. With, like I said, he's gonna, I guess, try to prove me something that we don't know. So, and I don't think that Dillian Whyte or Dempsey McKean could have done that, but I really truly believe that.
Breaking news. DAZN Boxing has delivered the face-off everyone wanted to see as Moses Itauma and Anthony Joshua finally go head-to-head. The tension was impossible to ignore as both heavyweights stared each other down. Fans are already calling this a future blockbuster, with excitement exploding across the boxing world.
Bottom of my heart, aside from belts and aside from it being him,
Moses is a great fighter, so
I'm just ready to fight.
Moses is actually getting a bit annoyed at how people are talking about Joshua's fight. He says since the fight got announced, everyone keeps saying it will be a 1-2-3 round job. Moses says he genuinely does not think that is going to happen in fight with Joshua. He reminds him that he thought he could knock out Dillian Whyte too, and he absolutely did.
You expect this to be a much tougher test than what you've had?
100%. That's why I'm getting a bit annoyed, because like since the fight got announced, everybody keeps saying it's going to be a 1-2-3 round job. I genuinely think it ain't going to be. And I thought that about Dillian Whyte. I thought I was able to knock him out. I thought I was able to knock out Dempsey.
Joshua steps forward and delivers the most confident and most composed statement of this entire face-off with Itauma. Joshua says he understands both the fight and the economics of business. He says this does genuinely good business. And then Eddie Hearn asks if they are really going to do this. Joshua says absolutely for a record payday.
There's a lot of names in the division, for sure. But at the same time, look at what this creates as well. I'm a fighter and I understand the economics of business as well. And this does good business.
Are you really going to do this? Absolutely. Are we going to do this? For a record payday? To go in and spark?
Moses delivers the single most chilling and most confident statement of this entire extraordinary face-off. He says he genuinely does not think anybody can beat him, especially with the team he has around him. Moses says nobody is invincible and things can go wrong, but says on his best night, standing in front of him with everything, he is nobody on this planet can truly beat him, and that includes Anthony Joshua.
I don't think anybody can beat me on my night. I think, obviously, nobody's invincible. Like, there's a possibility that it can go wrong, but I just think if you're talking about like on the odds, I just don't think anyone could like be standing in front of me with my best self.
Simon Jordan delivers the most important reality check about what Moses Itauma is truly walking into with this face-off. Jordan says going into a fight with Anthony Joshua is absolutely absurd for anyone to take lightly. Jordan says Joshua is a legitimate two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He may have had setbacks, but there is nothing physically wrong with Joshua that stops him from executing everything he is truly capable of.
Going into a fight with Anthony Joshua, to me, is absurd. I mean, Anthony Joshua is a legitimate two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He may have got destroyed by Daniel Dubois, but notwithstanding, there's nothing physically wrong with Anthony Joshua that he can't execute.
Moses steps forward and says something that shows an incredible level of maturity and genuine respect for what Anthony Joshua brings to this fight. Moses says he actually thinks this might be his toughest fight yet. Moses says he is not looking over Joshua, not looking past him, and is not saying this will be easy. Moses says his coaches and his entire team have told him clearly. This is the fight they genuinely need right now for his career, and he is taking it more seriously than anything he has faced before.
I actually think that this might be my toughest fight. But I just think you are necessary for my career. Like I said, I'm not looking over you, I'm not looking past you. I'm not saying that this is going to be an easy fight, because it's not. I'm taking this fight very, very serious, and even like to my coaches and team, everybody said that Like, this is the fight we need.
Don Charles delivers the most interesting and most balanced verdict on this face-off from someone who has genuinely seen both fighters up close. Don Charles says he has had a very good close look at Joshua, who has been training in his gym, and says this is a genuinely good fight for Moses at this particular stage of his career. Don Charles calls it a real measuring stick moment and says it is 100% interesting. A fight that will tell the whole boxing world exactly what Moses Itauma is truly made of.
Was using your gym?
He's been, the American's been based in my gym, and I've had a very good close look at him.
Good fight for Moses at this stage, interesting fight?
100%, very good fight for Moses. Yeah, good measuring stick.
Tyson Fury steps forward and delivers the most genuine and most affectionate tribute to Moses Itauma that anyone in boxing has produced. Fury says it might be too early for Moses, or he might pass with flying colors, and says that is exactly why you have to watch and find out. Fury calls Moses a very good fighter, a good puncher, and a lovely kid who is like a complete sponge absorbing everything you tell him. Fury says that quality alone at just 20 years old makes Moses genuinely special.
Maybe it's too early, or maybe he passes with flying colours, and that's why you got to watch it and find out. But one thing I will say about Moses is he's a very good fighter, good little boxer, good puncher, and a lovely kid as well. It's like a sponge. You tell him something, he absorbs it and he listens. And that's the great thing about the young kids who's coming up. And he's only 20 years.
As a fan, of course, I want to see it. Yeah, as a fan, but you need first of all to be sure they are focusing and they still have it. You understand?
Eddie Hearn steps forward after the face-off and delivers the most fascinating insight into exactly how this extraordinary fight came together and what it truly represents for both fighters going forward. Hearn says being comfortable going into this fight is absolutely essential, and says some people might perceive this as a genuinely more dangerous option, especially with so much truly riding on every single decision made at this extraordinary level. Hearn says the whole situation is one they are genuinely interested in, and says certain routes might look more dangerous than others. But after watching Moses and Joshua stand face to face, the whole boxing world knows this fight is genuinely and completely unmissable.
To go into that fight next. That's not the basis of the deal that we've been offered, but it's definitely one we're interested in if it was offered, and if they want to look at that route. I think some might perceive that to be a more dangerous option, especially when there's so much riding on.
Simon Jordan closes with a deeply personal and deeply important observation about the journey that has brought both of these extraordinary fighters to this genuinely historic face-off. Jordan talks about how everything has developed under someone's watch, the growing confidence in the media, the maturing as a young man, and the feeling that when adversity came at the wrong moment, someone was shuffled out the door in circumstances that felt genuinely unfair. Jordan says all of that history and all of that pain and all of that growth has led both Joshua and Moses to this single defining moment where everything they have ever worked for is completely on the line.
All under his watch, at the same time as developing him as a young man, more confident in the media, and we saw that ourselves. And he felt that there was a slightly unfair circumstance that the moment some adversity came, he was shuffled out the door.
Lennox Lewis delivers the most timeless and most powerful words of this entire face-off that both fighters and absolutely everyone around them truly needs to hear right now. Lewis says there is simply no use rushing anything, because right now you are still learning everything about this sport and about yourself. Lewis says you can never be rushed, and says if you are rushed you will produce a genuinely bad result that permanently and irreversibly damages your career. Lewis is speaking to both men at this face-off, to Moses, who some say is being pushed too fast into this enormous challenge, and to Joshua, who needs to be completely ready and completely right before walking into the ring with the most dangerous young heavyweight British boxing has produced in an absolute generation.
I mean, there's no use doing it right now. Right now you're learning everything, and you have to wait till the right time. You can never be rushed. If you're rushed, you know, you're going to do a bad result for your career. So it's better to take your time and take it when it's there, when it's ready, when you're ready.
Wise words. Yeah, I think a lot of people will listen to that. What about life at 60? Have you made any...
Ben Davison closes everything with the most chilling and most honest final assessment of what makes Anthony Joshua so genuinely dangerous going into this face-off with Moses Itauma. Ben says Joshua is a very, very difficult heavyweight to be in there with, and says he is extremely difficult to defend against. Ben says Joshua hits hard enough that he is landing shots you simply do not see coming and hits hard enough to put you away with those shots at any given moment. Ben says he knows the opportunity can come at absolutely any moment with Joshua. The whole boxing world listens to Ben Davison and realizes that Moses Itauma is not just stepping up to a big name. He is stepping into something genuinely and completely dangerous that demands everything he has ever developed.
You know, I know that he's always capable. He's a very, very difficult heavyweight to be in there with, very difficult to defend against. He hits hard enough where he's hitting you shots that you don't see, and hits hard enough to put you away with those. So I know that he can come at any moment, but yeah, he saw the opportunity.
What you just witnessed was one of the most electric and most historic face-offs in recent British heavyweight boxing, as Moses Itauma and Anthony Joshua stood head-to-head, and the whole boxing world felt something genuinely special happening in real time. Joshua, the face of British boxing for over a decade, stood across from the most exciting young heavyweight the sport has produced, and the question the whole world is asking is simple. Does the torch pass tonight? Eddie Hearn called this the worst possible time to fight Joshua. Moses said this is genuinely his toughest fight and is taking it completely seriously. Moses also said he does not think anyone can beat him on his best night, including Joshua. Simon Jordan reminded everyone that Joshua is a two-time world champion who can still execute everything. Don Charles called it a genuine measuring stick. Tyson Fury called Moses a sponge who absorbs everything at just 20 years old. Ben Davison warned that Joshua hits with shots you simply do not see. Lennox Lewis urged both men to never be rushed. And Turki Alashik said make sure both men genuinely still have it. The face-off is done. Now the only thing left is fight night, and the most important question British boxing has asked in years gets its honest and final answer.